Deer or true deer are hoofed ruminant mammals forming the family Cervidae. The two main groups of deer are the Cervini, including the muntjac, the elk as well as female reindeer, grow and shed new antlers each year. In this they differ from permanently horned antelope, which are part of a different family within the same order of even-toed ungulates. The musk deer of Asia and chevretains of tropical African and Asian forests are separate families that are also in the ruminant clade Ruminantia. They are not especially closely related to Cervidae. Deer appear in art from Paleolithic cave paintings onwards, and they have played a role in mythology, religion, and literature throughout history, as well as in heraldry, such as red deer that appear in the coat of arms of Holland. Their economic importance includes the use of their meat as venison, their skins as soft, strong buckskin, and their antlers as handles for knives. Deer hunting has been a popular activity since at least the Middle Ages and remains a resource for many families today. The word deer was originally broad in meaning, becoming more specific with time. Old English doe and Middle English deer meant a wild animal of any kind. Cognates of Old English doe in other dead Germanic languages have the general sense of animal, such as Old High German tier, Old Norse djur or deer, Gothic deus, Old Saxon deer, and Old Frisian dia. This general sense gave way to the modern English sense by the end of the Middle English period. Around 1500, all modern Germanic languages save English and Scots retain the more general sense. For example, German deer and Norwegian dyr mean animal. For many types of deer in modern English usage, the male is a buck and the female a doe, but the terms vary with dialect, and according to the size of the species. The male red deer is a stag, while for other large species the male is a bull, the female a cow. As in cattle, in older usage, the male of any species is a hart, especially if over 5 years old, and the female is a hind, especially if 3 or more years old. The young of small species is a fawn and of large species a calf. A very small young may be a kid. A castrated male is a javier. A group of any species is a herd. The adjective of relation is cervin, like the family name Cervidae. This is from Latin, cervus, meaning stag or deer. Deer live in a variety of biomes, ranging from tundra to the tropical rainforest while often associated with forests. Many deer are ecotone species that live in transitional areas between forests and thickets and prairie and savanna. The majority of large deer species inhabit temperate mixed deciduous forest, mountain mixed coniferous forest, tropical seasonal, dry forest, and savanna habitats around the world. Clearing open areas within forests to some extent may actually benefit deer populations by exposing the understory and allowing the types of grasses, weeds, and herbs to grow that deer like to eat. Access to adjacent croplands may also benefit deer. Adequate forest or brush cover must still be provided for populations to grow and thrive. Deer are widely distributed, with indigenous representatives in all continents except Antarctica and Australia. Though Africa has only one native deer, the Barbary stag, a subspecies of red deer that is confined to the Atlas Mountains in the northwest of the continent. Another extinct species of deer, Megaceroides algyricus, was present in North Africa until 6,000 years ago. Fallow deer have been introduced to South Africa. Small species of brocket deer and pudus of Central and South America, and muntjacs of Asia generally occupy dense forests and are less often seen in open spaces. With the possible exception of the Indian muntjac, there are also several species of deer that are highly specialized and live almost exclusively in mountains, grasslands, swamps, and wet savannas, or riparian corridors surrounded by deserts. Some deer have a circumpolar distribution in both North America and Eurasia. Examples include the caribou that live in Arctic tundra and tiger and moose that inhabit taiga and adjacent areas. Waymool deer of South America's Andes fill the ecological niches of the ibex and wild goat, with the fawns behaving more like goat kids. The highest concentration of large deer species in temperate North America lies in the Canadian Rocky Mountain and Columbia Mountain regions between Alberta and British Columbia, where all 5 North American deer species on the Alberta and Montana sides. Mountain slope habitats vary from moist coniferous, mixed forested habitats to dry subalpine pine forests with alpine meadows higher up. The foothills and river valleys between the mountain ranges provide a mosaic of cropland and deciduous parklands. The rare woodland caribou have the most restricted range, living at higher altitudes in the subalpine meadows and alpine tundra areas of some of the mountain ranges. Elk and mule deer both migrate between the Alpi